Previously on Cyberpunk Edge of Extinction.
Hey, can you get, like, some people fighting because of you? Like, you're flirting with people and then...
He says, hey, I said fuck off, and he pushes you now.
What are you doing?
What's going on? You're fine as hell, by the way.
You see just a tiny heart-shaped emerald. And when you pick it up, it's data. And it's tagged for Nautica. Yeah, did you hear what happened? It's like horrible. They like tore out all of his cyberware.
This is in memory of, oh my God, memory check. What is this? What's his name?
No, don't help him.
No, don't help me. I go, y'all know why I'm doing this. Stupid! Something spooked you, man. What was it?
I killed him. Shipwreck's friend. He's dead because of me.
Hello and welcome to Infinite Sided Dice. Today we're playing Cyberpunk Red. We're telling the stories and the dice are deciding our fate. So let's roll.
Let's roll!
All right. And Nautica.
Yeah.
You pick up the data chip and it changes color. You have a port you could access this chip.
Okay.
Inside, you can check your texts. You find a letter from Caden. I don't know if you want to read it or if...
Oh, check my...
It came in your text.
Oh, texts. Let me take it off airplane mode. Maybe I missed it.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
It's just like Cyberpunk.
There we go.
The internet doesn't work.
The internet doesn't work. Okay, I'll read it, but you guys don't know what I'm saying, because you're not here. It says, Nautica, to begin with, I am sorry. Please forgive me for leaving too soon. I'm filled with such a deep admiration for you and the work you do. There's so much I want to share with you, but I can't leave it here. If the wrong eyes find this, I can't take the risk. Remember what I told you, that night in Dreamland. I know you didn't take the dose, so I'm sure you remember. My dancing was so bad that night, I nearly broke your big toe. Find my hard copy. I know these things take resources. I know your parents watch your accounts. Take this small sum attached to this file. It's 2,000. I trust you. Love, Caden. Okay. Find my hard copy. Would that mean, like, the actual chip that was in?
Caden, not really here to answer any questions.
Okay, I didn't know if that was just like terminology I didn't know.
No.
Okay, never mind then.
But that's a safe assumption.
Okay.
All right. It's Saturday night. Friday was the memorial. Ricky.
Am I playing a show?
Nautica. You both have busy social calendars.
No.
You remember Bradley reminds you on your agent, oh, make sure you're not late. We're gonna play a mini game. Also, you check your texts.
Okay.
So good.
Big shout out to James Hutt, I think, for this DLC. This is dating in the dark future. So for those of you not looking at it, it's like basically a 15-page document, which is why I didn't print it.
Garden dating.
This is Garden Dating, the dating sim for cyberpunks. And we're gonna adapt this a little bit because I don't think Ricky's the type to be on an online dating site, but he is the type to have Bradley try to get him to hook up with frickin' every girl that comes to the show. Because basically he's like, wants to be their friends and they all want to be with you. So, but sometimes they're winners. Sometimes it's a little rough. Nautica, you just have the social calendar of a corpo and
Everyone's on it.
yeah, everyone's
All
on
my
it.
friends are on it, so it'd be weird if I wasn't.
This is hilarious.
So the beginning of the night, we'll walk through this together. I'm gonna pull it up as well. You're gonna need your D10s. And, well, do you guys know how D100 works? I think
I roll
we all-
2, right?
Yeah, you roll 2. Make sure you know which one's first and which one's second. And we're gonna roll on some dating tables.
Oh my God.
For
this is
Ricky and Nautica.
You go first.
Okay.
You guys
72.
wanna- Wait. Do you think Martian or Breh would want to sign up for an online dating service?
Absolutely not.
Hell no, dating service. Okay, Nautica, what did you roll? What did you
72.
get? What is that?
Wait, what do you mean?
So, okay.
Look
so
at the
go
chart.
down to you have a match.
Okay, you have a match.
Oh, you're gonna roll the D100 twice.
Okay, so the first, what 2 keywords did your match use to describe himself in the profile? So the first word is 72. So that's optimistic. And 13 is brave.
Whoa.
Hey, this is my dog. I'd really, if I had to, it's totally a real dog. If I had to categorize myself with just 2 words, I'd say I'm optimistic and I'm not afraid of anything. Is that 2 words? Anyway, do you want to roll yours, Lex?
Yeah. What you just described, is that what she just read on his profile?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So you're top the date path, top table.
And for me, it's more, this is Brad bringing someone
Brad brings someone by.
by. Okay, let's see
And
what
he's
you're
saying,
thinking.
Brad, you're gonna love her. She's totally.
This and this.
Let's see what you're thinking, Brad. Let's see what you're thinking. Let's call this the first one and this the second one. 89. So 8 and 9 would be 89 to 90.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's the first. So the first word
It's
The
so
first
low.
word
is solo.
Solo.
And the second word is 34. Fixer.
Did you get hooked up with Judy?
Aunt
Judy.
By accident. Oh my god.
No, you're gonna love her.
Judy.
She's
Fixer.
No, it's Dodger.
yeah.
Right?
Oh no. Oh, awkward. Okay. Let's see where your date is.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to do 10?
You roll a d10 and you pick evens or odds. So that's the first roll on this chart.
Okay.
We can do Nautica first.
Wait, evens or odds?
So the first
Oh,
one
I
you do is
see.
even
Okay,
or odd,
I'll do. But okay, got it.
and then it
evens.
tells you which
I'll do.
table.
10.
So you're gonna go evens, and then you roll d10 again.
Okay. 6.
So your first date is going to be. I can't zoom in on it.
Wait, wasn't it?
Evens, so it'll be on the table on
Yeah.
the left.
Yeah.
And then you roll a 6, and you're having a date at
Well, I
the.
rolled a 10 first, but then you said roll again, but I.
Yeah. So okay. So the first roll is whether it's an even number or
Oh,
odd.
I don't just pick.
Yes.
Got it.
Got it. Okay.
Yes, so a 6. So the Haywood Industrial Zone.
Ooh, a hot date at the Haywood
Go to
Industrial
page
Zone.
6.
What's happening at the Haywood Industrial Zone? Where's your date tonight, Ricky?
Let's find out. Let's see. So evens. I roll evens first.
These corpo guys, they like to slum it.
You
They
roll,
kinda
and if
seem
it's
legit.
even, you use the even table. If it's
Yeah.
odd, you use the odd table.
So 2 rolls,
Don't be confused.
even or odd.
Gotcha. All right. So that would
Odds.
be odd, and then that would be Little Europe.
And oh, that's actually pretty. You go fancy, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Italian food.
Possibly. I mean, I think. Italian food. Clearly, Aunt Judy has affected my taste in women.
I like how she's on Judy. Okay,
Okay, Haywood Industrial Zone.
found it. Okay.
Roll a d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a 6. Experience the carnage of drone fighting. Those poor Grafes. Is it Grafes? How do I say that?
Yeah, it's a Graph 4. I think it's a type of drone fighter.
Okay.
Graph 3.
Go to how does your date go?
So this optimistic and brave person took you drone fighting
That sounds
in the
right.
Haywood industrial area. Where'd your date happen, Lex?
So mine was in Little Europe. Mm-hmm. And what do? I just scrolled
roll a
Little
D6.
Europe date. Now I roll a d6
See what you guys did.
to see what happened. And what happened was I attend a cooking with Kibble class at the Oasis Megamart. So Kibble is in. Kibble is the proper name. It's a capital K.
Yeah.
I don't know who Kibble is.
No, it's the food we eat.
Yeah. Kibble is all food in Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
is
that's
basically Kibble.
right. I knew that.
So,
Attend a cooking with Kibble class at the Oasis Megamart.
Hey, that sounds fun.
I think I'm really enjoying this date.
Are you enjoying? How do you think? Let's pause for a second. Ricky, how do you think your date's going so far?
I think I'm surprised. I think when my date showed up, I was a little like, this feels a little bit like work. Can I get someone who's kind of not in the business? You know what I mean? And then she's like, let's go to Little Europe. And I'm like, that's different. That's different. You don't just want, noodles at the, at a dive nearby. And then she's like, I think we should go to a cooking class. I'm like, you are full of surprises. I'm down. I am in. What's next?
Meanwhile, you're at the drone fights.
Yeah. I think I'm like, oh my god, this is on the date side, which I'm not really doing this to find anyone anyway. I'm like, this is the worst. But I'm like, this could be a good place to, I don't know, see a familiar face you wouldn't expect, see if any, scoping things out, always looking for an angle on a story. But I'm in my Nautica personality, so I'm like, oh my god, look at the cute little drones, they're fighting.
It's just BattleBots, but really fucked up.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'll roll
so
for
let me-
my how does my date go?
let's see how your date goes.
I gotta roll that.
Okay, I rolled a 5, so it's a weird date because that tracks. 5, wait. Go to weird date beginning.
How
Yeah.
does your date
So
go?
yeah.
Weird date.
Let's
okay.
let's just follow Nautica through the end of this part here.
Absolutely.
So weird date beginning. Roll a d6 for.
Weird date
Yeah, you gotta scroll down to
beginning. Okay,
weird.
cool. Something's off about the vibe here. Roll 1d6. They tell you about 3 of their most recent tragic romances. Roll 3 times on the your tragic love affair table. See page 52. Oh my gosh.
What? Oh, this is
in the book.
here. Okay, here's what he tells you.
Tell me what to roll. I'll give you the numbers. If it's a 10 or a 6.
Oh, this is a weird excursion
Roll
from our
3 times.
adventure here.
Okay. He's brave.
Here you go. Roll 1d10.
Okay. 6.
So they plan to wait. Am I looking? Wait. Okay.
Page
Sorry.
52.
Yeah. So their lover went totally insane, or
Oh my god.
like was a total cyber psycho.
Ugh, the worst.
And then then roll again.
2.
And then I dated this girl who just totally just vanished.
No.
Totally gone.
Like vanish, like, or like just like bye.
I don't know. I don't imagine she didn't like me.
Yeah.
I don't know what
He's
happened.
not.
And then the third time,
7.
oh God. And then these guys had a bad string here. Committed suicide.
Oh my god.
Pretty wild.
Are you okay?
And meanwhile, he's just been talking about this the whole time you've been watching these drone flights.
Oh my God.
Okay, how does the middle of the date go? That's just the beginning.
What the hell is going on here? They talk about their. Sorry, keep rolling on. They talk about their family the entire time. You learn a lot. Roll on your original family background table, page 49, and on the your family crisis table, page 50.
Yeah, so enough about me and my girlfriends. What about you?
Oh my God, no, my life's so boring. Keep talking about yours.
Okay,
What's
roll
your
a D10.
family like?
Roll the D10.
3.
Corporate technicians, middle class, nothing real, nothing too interesting. We live in Beaverville. This is what we call suburbs here. Living in a 1950s America crossed with 1984. Wow, that's stark. Okay.
And roll on your family crisis table.
Oh,
on
geez.
50.
The crisis table.
Crisis table. 4.
But they are all imprisoned. He escaped alone.
You're so brave.
This is actually, for a weird date, going pretty well.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually trying to date this man.
How does it end up?
This is one for the history vids. How does it end? Another 6. The date ended too soon to learn anything more.
No. You have to go already?
Oh my gosh. Well, like, yeah. I have a thing.
Do they say they want another date? Roll evens or odds?
Oh, which dice?
It doesn't matter. It'll always be 50-50.
Hey, odd.
Odd. You know, they're just not that into you.
Oh, how dare they?
I mean, I feel like I spent all night with her and I just still don't know who she is.
Wow, Nautica, you're
Aftermath.
so mysterious.
There's even an aftermath, so one more D10.
Okay. You haven't been ghosted. I rolled a 6, so you haven't been ghosted and they'll contact you again, even though they didn't.
They're just not that into you,
Yeah.
but they did return your text, so that's nice.
Okay.
Okay, Ricky, do you have a good date or a weird date?
That was hilarious. I have a weird date.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna like write like a short story about this and post it on the
Yeah.
scream sheets.
I have a weird date.
Connection.
I think. Oh, remember Misconnections? All right. I have a weird date. Let's see how it starts. It starts with your date has a lot of cybernetics. That tracks. A dangerous amount. They might be sparking. This is scary. All right, let's go see where we go. Where does it go?
You love danger.
In the middle. Weird date middle. Okay. And in the middle, we end up with your date likes Smash a lot. Possibly also synth coke, but you aren't sure.
You're at this cooking class.
And I'm like, this isn't so bad. Whoa.
She's like doing bumps out of her purse, going to the bathroom and coming back like, I knew this tasted weird.
Isn't cooking grapes? Yeah, whoa. I thought this was going all right.
How does it
Okay,
end?
so how does this weird date end? It ends with, let's see. They give you 50 eddies worth of street drugs and or ammunition of the GM's choosing as a
that
gift.
ammunition.
Dude, this woman rules.
Can she be in our crew? Can you marry her?
This cybered out solo fixer who loves cooking slips you, we already sort of established a decent amount of synth coke, enough to party all weekend. What happens at the end, though?
Okay, and that was weird date end. Go to post-date review. Post-date review. Time to see how things go after.
Evens or odds?
Just evens or odds. Okay, thank you. Odds. So
They're just not that into you.
Really?
That's a bummer.
She's
If
like, thank
odds
you
are
for the
ch-
good time and the eye candy. Here, take this. It's a gift.
Okay.
It's been a great time.
Yeah, it has been. It's been great. Thanks for the Coke. It's a lot of Coke. You sure you don't want to keep some?
I mean, if you're not going to do it,
You know what? No, I don't. I think you've had enough. I'll take it. It was a gift.
her eyes.
I'll take it.
Sunrise, the red.
I go back to Brad, and I have this look of astonishment on my face, but also like complete amusement. I go, here, you've earned this, and I just give him the Coke.
Oh, thanks, bro. I'll hold on to it for you.
It's like, wow,
That's amazing.
that was hilarious.
I loved it.
I loved it.
From cooking class to cyber psycho drug addict.
Yeah.
What is happening?
All right.
We're having such a pleasant. It was totally.
She's a multifaceted woman.
Oh my God! It was a rom-com up
Yeah.
until the, up until she started
Until you
sparking.
looked at her more closely.
Yeah, and I'm like,
So,
whoa.
just because I want them, give me a name for your 2 dates.
Oh, yeah. Chad.
Chad, of course.
Yeah.
Valeria
Valeria.
Hammersmith.
Oh.
It's a fantasy name.
Long name. Yeah, I definitely gonna. Yeah, I go
Chad
on like.
something.
Yeah, I go on these fake dates, to be seen around and like someone just party girl hanging about, but I don't really care. But that was fascinating to learn about him and not actually care. It was great.
Yeah, so they're out in the world. They're Chad and Valeria.
Maybe they'd be good together.
So weird, so weird. I totally would have slept with her, but it's so weird.
Wood smash. Okay, you're back at the shortstop.
What is? I'm sorry. What's Smash again? What is Smash?
Smash is beer.
Beer. Thank you. Just making sure.
It's like a synthetic alcohol beer. There's no wheat really or hops to speak of. So instead of making beer, there's Smash.
Okay.
Or you don't have to go back to you're back at your apartment and wherever you stay. But you have each other on your agents. You have a mystery unfolding in front of you. You have a 2,000 eddies and zip to your secret account. And the city is yours.
I'm back at the shortstop. And I'm in.
Are you at the shortstop or are you?
Oh, I'm in the Oldenverse.
Yeah.
The shortstop is merely the meat space I must occupy.
What did we make off of that job?
So
Was it-
the agreed amount was 200 eddies per for you 3.
Okay.
She charged you 800 and took 2 off the top, but that was part of the money you paid pre-game. So the next 2,000 is yours to spend how you feel it's necessary.
Would this bankrupt or like is this the only amount of money that I have, or did I have starting?
Well, you had some. So we pre-game. I think you had your starting equipment plus 500 eddies. So whatever that is minus whatever cyberware and upgrades you did. So you had some money from we could roll on the hustle chart, but basically you had money from doing jobs for Ajax. You didn't get paid for that last one.
Right.
And up till then you'd done mostly small time stuff and you're kind of back to small time stuff. But that 200 is definitely there for you to spend however you want.
Sure. I was just
and-
wondering how much I had.
Yeah, we can go back over what you spent pre-game versus what was allocated if you want. And also you have like trading skill, I think, or maybe you don't. The nomads tend to be able to find things like we talked about, vehicles and family and all that stuff. It's about family. Although it's hard for you to contact your family right now because you're really laying low.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've stopped contact with them,
Yeah.
so it's hard for me to contact them just because it's emotionally hard for Breh to contact them.
Yeah, we didn't really debrief after that after that mission. So how have you spent the month working at the shortstop? Do you feel like what's Breh's day like?
Well, it's a lot of just sort of putting my head down, just doing what I'm told, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir kind of shit, you know. Drinking off the clock and heavily, but only off the clock. And just real depressed, you know. Self-loathing kind of stuff.
Sure. So yeah, Ajax has you hold up at the shortstop, and there's enough money there, sort of like almost like a stipend. It's not like today where you have a payroll and stuff like that. It's more like just keep you on the dole. You're still part of Ajax crew, but as far as he's concerned, you don't come around the Dreamlight or any of the other places. You stay low and stay under the radar, because if these corpos find out that you were the one that let Caden get whacked, they're looking for payback.
Sure.
Ajax is doing his best to smooth it over, obviously. Yeah, it's depressing. Even contacting your family would probably be a little dangerous for them. So I imagine that's true. Breh just does keep his head down and do his job, and it's been a tough month. Probably nice to get out and get behind the wheel for at least a minute.
Sure, he definitely does that. Unfortunately, he does drive drunk sometimes. And so far, he hasn't really had any major accidents from it or anything. Hasn't hurt anybody or himself. So he's been extremely lucky. But yeah, he's just, you know, wakes up sad at himself and then goes to bed. The only way he can go to sleep without his mind taking over is to just get hammered.
All right.
So yeah.
And so I imagine that's how you spend Saturday while they're on their date.
Right.
Martian, is there anything you're adding on to the Oldenverse? Any new projects?
Oh yeah, I've got a brand new expansion happening. So the cool thing about the Oldenverse is you start in the starting area where you have all of the NPCs that will talk to you and say nice things. So I've started working on this woodland area where you go, and it's a sentient strawberry patch. So you walk in and all the strawberries start, they have little anime eyes. They come to life and start singing at you. So if you wanted alternative quests after you were done in the main area, you could do that. So right now she's trying to program these strawberries to do a 4-part harmony.
I want to go through there.
Me too.
Yeah.
Should I do an interface roll to see how today goes?
Sure. Let's see how the what'd you call it? A
Sentient strawberry
sentient
patch.
strawberry patch.
6.
A 6. Yeah, it's going a little slower than you want it to. The problem you're having is that when you're running code on all the sentient strawberries, they tend to all move in the same direction at the same time instead of more organically and randomly. So it just gives you this weird old cartoon recycled animation thing that's just freaky. The upshot is that Dodger has started charging people to drop some. She basically sells them acid and lets them plug into your synthetic strawberry patch upload, and completely fucking wrecks their minds.
Very good.
And also, Ajax comes by or sends a guy by to collect some data from you. Just barges in. Jackson looks at your crazy setup and just transfers that bit of data he handed you before. This is also part of the work that Dodger's doing for Ajax. Okay, so you all on your date. Poor Breh. Poor sad Breh.
At the end of my date, my really weird date, I contemplated for a second, and then I text Shitrek.
Okay.
Go, by the way, just heads up, Ajax might know something about Caden. That and You want some party? You want a party? I got a lot of Coke.
That's the weirdest you up I've ever heard.
I send him back just a question mark, and then I just show up at the shortstop because I also want to talk to Martian.
Great, you're all here. Martian is nowhere to be seen necessarily. She's in the basement, but you see Dodger behind the counter. You notice the sound of, you didn't notice before because it's always been a little loud in here, but like her cyber arm whirs, and every once in a while you hear the sound of like rusted metal on metal. So just like as she's cleaning the bar, you just hear this like.
Oh, she's had that thing a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not high-end stuff.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Ricky or Martian.
What are you doing here? On her roller skates and pink hoodie with little cat ears. Did you say you were looking for Ricky? Ricky doesn't want to see you.
I continue looking at Dodger.
What is her name?
Yeah, what is her name?
You just call her Blades. Roller
that's
Blades.
right, Blades.
Hey, Blades. I got something for you.
Oh, really?
Please don't give her the Coke.
No. No. And I give her a pair of shades that I'm not currently wearing. I just put them right on her face. Looks Nova on you.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I'll see you later, yeah?
Yeah, later. Are you guys
Later, shades.
Are you playing tonight? No, you don't play till Thursday, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we'll be here.
There might be a good show here, though, before then. You should come check it out.
Okay.
Why do you encourage her?
She's a fan. You know, you
She's
can't.
trouble.
Yeah, but so am I. Listen, did you get my text? Not about the Coke.
Yeah, I got your text.
Okay, so
Brad, you
Caden-
can be on call during this too, and you're sitting at the door if you want to.
Caden,
I would have, if she came in the front door, I just would have just waved her in.
Caden hired Breh. Not Caden hired Breh. Someone hired Breh. Ajax hired Breh to.
Do you know anything?
I know a lot. If you knew about the date I had.
Did you already do the Coke?
No,
Okay.
I couldn't after this. I didn't need it.
All right.
I didn't need it.
All right. Try again.
So Ajax hired Breh
Okay.
to bodyguard Caden the night that he died.
Well, what the fuck happened? Does he know anything?
Breh got the wrong address. Breh says he got the address wrong, showed up at the wrong place, and Caden died. Breh thinks it's all his fault. Obviously, I tried to talk him out of that.
I mean, wait, his place, where was he staying if it wasn't at?
Well, the address that he got was 324, blah blah. And but my point simply is that Ajax may know what Caden needed to be protected from, or who asked Ajax for help. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's a lead. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Is that why that I assume is why he's upset?
Yeah. Yes, he thinks it's all his fault. It's also, it turns out that he's kind of been hiding out here. I figured this out, right? Over this time? No, I don't want a metagame. Yes, that's, from as far as I know, that's what I know about why he's upset. He was very upset that night, and that's what he told us.
Yeah. That's a lot of new information. I need to talk to Martian.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is that Ricky I hear?
Yeah,
Ricky, can I have your help on something?
sure.
Okay, and I come out of my hole, my goblin cave, with like my goggles up. So I'm working on this new part of the Oldenverse that involves music. I was wondering, did you want to jack in and see the music and listen to the music? I wanted to get your opinion on it because you're a musician, so I feel like it would be.
I would love to, Martian.
Okay, awesome, great. Yeah, come in.
Wait, hey,
Yeah,
hi.
just one second. Yeah, come here.
Okay, but we do have to get back to this.
No. I know.
let's go.
I really want to show you this because like I'm working on it and I'm not entirely happy with it yet, and I really could use your expertise.
Oh my God, I've been there. Let's go.
He'll be great.
Let's
Okay. I lead him into my like wiry nest of a room that I have at the shortstop. And I give you a pair of, I assume we have some virtuality goggles that we've been like, selling, whatever. So I put them on you, and I help you jack into the Oldenverse, and suddenly you appear in a field of strawberries, and the sun is shining, and the sky is completely clear, not a cloud in it. And I appear next to you in this elf costume with elf ears. And all around you, these strawberries start singing simultaneously, and it looks pretty unsettling because, like we clarified before, they're a little bit glitchy and a little bit cartoony. But the music you hear is like a poor attempt at like an a cappella 4-part harmony.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
Yeah, very much like that, or like Duloc and Shrek.
Yes.
Like, welcome to do-da-ba-da-ba.
Oh my God. And I'm
With
like,
your face.
Wait, I have a question. Ricky appears in a default skin, a default outfit.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So the default skin is very much like default Skyrim, like peasant clothes, just like dirty prisoner clothes before
you're
you've upgraded. Yeah,
exactly.
You're like not wearing shoes yet or anything. So
yeah.
that's what the default skin looks like.
nice.
So that's how you're looking right now.
I steal a random pot and hit. No, sorry.
I eat a wheel of cheese.
Eat a whole meal.
Stop there, you.
And it only gives me that much of my hit points back. And I go. This is so supremely fucked up in the most Nova way ever.
Thank you.
I want to run away and never leave all
Exactly.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. The music. I'll try to focus.
Yeah.
And I listen to the music, and I just kind of start picking out the harmonies. They're kind of all over the place, and I'm just like, you just gotta move this. You mind? And I don't know if there's an interface. Is there an interface?
I don't know if you can interface,
I can't
but if you
interface.
explain to me exactly like what to do, I can interpret it and interface.
Great. So then,
It's like when a singer is telling like a musician their ideas, you know?
Martian waves her hand, and a mandolin appears in your hands.
yeah, I'm like, oh. So I'm thinking, oh, this is better. And and I start. Okay, you hear that one part of the melody? That's great. That's your main part. But
Okay.
You hear that other thing that really sounds like cats turning into lizards climbing into your bed. You just drop that real low to about this, right? One more part right here. Just keep that right in the middle.
Okay.
In the middle, but only every other count. That's it. Everything else, get rid of it. Let's see what that sounds like.
Too busy.
Too busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I jack up the volume on the melody, some sound mixing to, I remove the cats turning into lizards, crawling into your bed kind of noise. I take out like the fourth harmony, because who needs a fourth, you know? Nobody.
Nobody needs more harmonies ever.
And it becomes a more distilled, clean sound, almost like voices that sound like they could be tinkling bells.
You accidentally solo the altos, and nobody wants that.
Ooh, it's one note. Whoa, sorry.
Who are these jokes for? Oh my God.
Just for us.
Just the Morgans. Okay.
All right. Okay.
And I'm I'm like,
I'm a musician too, but I'm not classically trained like you guys.
I found that very funny. I found
I
that.
love this.
I like the outfit.
Hey,
Great.
there's a
So
lot of crossover between cyberpunk players and ex-choir members.
Musical theater people.
Musical theater.
Ricky, thank you for your expertise. I officially dub you Bard of the Oldenverse. Congratulations.
It's an honor. This is what you've been doing down here?
Yeah, I have like a whole bunch of stuff once we're done. So that's kind of the idea is once we're done, I really want to be able to show other people and bring other people into it, but it's not ready yet. So I really want to make it so perfect. Like I've got so many plans about like different star charts, different astrological bodies. Like hopefully I can make a different portal so you can like teleport to different places. It's gonna be amazing. I just haven't gotten there yet. So Dodger's like been selling tickets to some people that just like want to have an experience.
Nova.
But yeah, once it's done, it's gonna be an awesome escape for people.
Well, anytime.
Thanks.
Let me know.
Thank you. We should probably get back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, tonight's been great. That made my night, especially after that weird date. And now, yeah. All right.
While they're off in that room, every now and again I just kind of look over to Shitrack and just kind of like see if she's looking at me and just kind of do my thing and then just kind of like if there's any eye contact at all, I do that sort of thing.
I think I'm very like zoned. I'm like just thinking. I'm like that. Just kind of like, okay, like that was a lot of information. Like there's a part of me that does want to blame Breh, but I also realize that it's not his fault and a lot more is happening. And now I've started liking the guy, so I'm like, I've got so many feelings. So I just kind of shut down, and I'm like just like at the bar, staring into space.
A small glass appears underneath your face, and it her cyber arm. You hear the whir of it as it pours a shot of whatever that god awful stuff was you had the other night.
Thanks.
Looks like you could use one.
Yeah, and I take it.
Great.
Roll for resist torture
Sure.
and drugs.
Yeah, sure.
That's a 9.
A 9. Yeah, this one hits you a lot harder than the last one, but maybe it's
Susceptible.
maybe
in my
you're
feels.
just tired and maybe you're just emotional. But yeah, it hits you with that warmth and that burn. Shots are always like halfway between celebration and punishment.
Yeah.
I see it hit her, and I'm like, Dodger, what is it, formaldehyde? What is it?
Yeah. We come back out of the back room.
Hey, she showed you the strawberries?
The strawberries. That's what you're calling it?
He helped so much. The music sounds way better now.
Yeah, because before it sounded like, I don't know, like birds that were part lizard, and maybe like swooping down and small rodents, something. It's hard to put my finger on. Anyway.
I go, I think it's pretty great. Mm-hmm. It sounds like some other people think it's pretty great.
Can I get you anything?
No. Yeah. Give me some Smash.
Okay. Smash. You don't need to resist torture or drugs on Smash.
No.
It's just a low proof, low alcohol ABV.
Mm-hmm.
Hers is maybe a little stronger than some other places.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't water it down. What do you guys want to do next?
Hey, I opened that thing. It was safe. It was fine. But I have a lot more questions than answers, and might need some more help finding an original copy of what might have been destroyed on that computer.
Yeah. I don't know how helpful I'll be in locating something in the meat space. I mean, I guess I could scan for ports, but I mean, are
Well,
you willing to pay?
Yeah, I'm willing to pay, but when I find it, I'm going to need your help.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. You said you were down?
Said I'm in?
Yeah.
I said that.
I have no idea where to look for this. I guess I could try and search his old haunts. Actually, hey, Breh?
Is that right, bud?
Yeah, no, I just want to ask you some questions. It's cool. We're cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could show me where you were supposed to be. I'm not mad at you. I just need to know what happened, and I think you have access to more information than I do right now.
Okay.
If you help out, I mean, you'll kind of like be avenging his death. Might make both of us feel a little better.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, man. I don't know what he was into, but you didn't put him there. Let's try and take down the people that did it.
Fuck yeah!
And with that, we're going to press pause on the action, take a short break. We'll be right back with more Cyberpunk Edge of Extinction. Hello! I apologize for this short interruption, but I wanted to offer on behalf of myself and everybody involved in making this show a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching Cyberpunk Edge of Extinction. We hope you're enjoying watching the game as much as we enjoy playing it. Now, if you are enjoying the show, I just want you to know that there's a whole lot more Cyberpunk Edge of Extinction, so click that subscribe button so you can come back next week and not miss any of the action. One more thing, if you have a friend or a gaming group or anybody at all that you think would enjoy this content, go ahead and share it with them. That way we can continue to grow the community and share this game with as many people as possible. But most importantly, just tune in next week for more of Cyberpunk Edge of Extinction. Once again, thank you.
Our program is made possible in part by Green Tower Games, a friendly local game shop in North Los Angeles County. Visit greentowergames.com. And by subscribers like you. Thank you.
Welcome back. We join our party once again at the shortstop.
Breakfast beers.
Is it morning?
Easily done.
Joking.
Sure, or as early as you want it to be. I'm not sure how hard you partied last night, but Dodger's happy to oblige with a few glasses of rough tasting smash, but it'll definitely get your day started right. You want me to put a little orange juice in that? No? Doesn't matter. Orange juice doesn't exist.
Mimosa.
Some orange concentrate.
Mist.
Yeah, I can put some Tang flavor powder.
Just a synthesized vitamin
God.
C.
Imagine drinking bad beer with Tang in it.
It's like
It's horrible.
I mean, if you don't know anything else.
alcoholic emergency.
Yeah, to imagine it's like when you take a sip of orange juice after brushing your teeth. It tastes that good, you know?
Oh God.
So good.
I love the dark future.
Okay. Shortstop. AM.
And we're like 2 days after coming back from the mansion.
Yes.
My head is still bloody from when I was smacking myself with my metal arm.
Clean yourself up. I would say it is Sunday morning.
I
Sunday,
am
fun day.
doing some strumming of guitar and hangover nursing while I wait for people to arrive.
Wow.
Oh, Freudian. But I'm just trying. Yeah.
Is that your new song you're working on, Waiting to Survive?
Waiting to survive.
You're gonna look at your notes and it's all gonna be song titles.
Fucking awesome.
I slept there and haven't showered.
Cool.
So
Yay.
I slept there at the shortstop both nights, and I did my shift as half-assed as possible. Well, not intentionally half-assed. I did my shift half-assed and then just passed out in a back room and just wallowed in my own self-pity for a while.
Okay. Shitwrecked, you arrived, you see Ricky sitting on the small corner stage strumming his unplugged electric guitar, I guess. Breh, you're still passed out in the office. There's not really much of a bed. There's somewhat of a busted reclining chair that you've, I guess, adopted as your own. Does he snore? I think when he drinks, he might.
Maybe? I don't.
Yeah.
That's how Brett snores.
Cartoon. He cartoon snores.
It's adorable. Yeah, and as quiet, it's like that eerie quiet that you might imagine at a dive bar on a Sunday morning. Just the sound of Dodger's probably older Soviet model cyber arm whirring as she goes about trying to find things to do. Yeah.
Do we have like a secret knock to get into the shortstop?
Before hours?
Before hours, yeah.
No, the door's unlocked at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can walk.
Living on the wild side, Dodger. So I'll just walk in and just be like, hey,
Morning.
morning.
I spot you.
I'll walk over to you. I assume you're downstairs.
Yeah, I
Yes.
might be emerging from my nest,
Okay.
probably.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just sit next to you while you strum.
And I acknowledge you immediately. I said, "What's new, Chumba?" She's like, "Ooh, that was loud."
Trying to just trying to sort out the best way to go about things and what order, priorities, what might be easier.
Well,
Martian, breakfast.
Coming. Hi.
Hey,
hey.
where's Breh?
I don't think he's been feeling very well, so probably in the office or something.
Pain, I think, is mostly in the heart.
Yeah.
Well, you media types investigate all the time. That's
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. I mean, I have many different ways to go about this, but I wanted to talk with everyone, maybe like see what you all felt might work best or sounds like it might be the most effective to kind of order what way to start going about things.
All right. And I put down my guitar. What are our possibilities?
All right, so I definitely want to check out the last place we know Caden was, which Brad knows about.
See the crime.
Dodger opens the door to the office and is like, Bruh, you can't keep doing this. Jesus, it fucking stinks in here. Hey, your friends are here.
Oh. Did they ask for me?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, it's like almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, well, sorry.
It's fine. I got some kibble. Come on.
Okay. I stumble up. I throw on some just like gym shorts.
Wait, by that, am I to understand that you were naked?
No, I
You were
had
in the office
I
chair
had
with-
underwear.
In your underwear?
Yes.
In your, yeah, okay.
Where's the Speedo guy?
Cannon.
Tidy blueies. He wears blue ones.
He's got blue underwear. Oh, wonderful. It's good. You blue hide stains. Anyway, okay, yeah, you pull on your gym shorts and roll into.
I look like hell. Like I totally like my ponytail is like all like a kindergartner who's been playing all day, and my mohawk is just off to the side, and like my face is dirty. The blood that I had, like I still haven't cleaned off. I look like ass.
Does he smell as bad as he looks?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll for it.
Roll for stank. Subtract your cool. Actually, personal grooming, it's a skill.
Actually, we could roll personal grooming, but I'm not sure you actually actively personally groomed.
I didn't.
So, yeah.
I just go, whoa, Dodger, did we not taken out the trash in a while, or? Oh, okay, it's you.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's, I get it. Sometimes you hit a rough spot.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking?
Yeah. So we were just discussing, Brad. We were discussing what we can do to try and find out more about this, and I have a lot of options, and I wanted to talk with everyone about what they felt might be the best ones to start with.
Okay.
And I definitely, I know it's gonna be hard for me too, but definitely want to check out the spot that you were told he was staying. See if there's anything or any way to figure out why he was there, because we know that's not where he lives.
I'll do whatever I can to make it up to you.
Hey, no, you don't need to make anything up to me, man. Like, just, I want you to feel better too, you know?
Thanks.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely want to start there, but I know it might be dangerous. Sounds like it wasn't in a great part of town. I would like to put out some words. I have some contacts in the police to see maybe if they can get me more information or if they have had other cases similar.
I think if we get on site, I wouldn't say it's unlikely that there could be something I could interface with.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if we can do like a covert stealth kind of thing and maybe just watch out for the bad shit happening on that side of town, maybe that would buy enough time for me to find something. I mean, I don't know if they have any information stored there, but it's worth scanning for.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of checking with my contacts, and maybe if they didn't give us any information, we could do that. I didn't want to ask you to do anything you weren't comfortable with. I didn't know if that would be too much to ask, so.
I think it'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, if you have friends you could talk to, that'd be good too.
I mean, there's no harm in going about it 2 ways, right?
Sure,
See
yeah.
if things add up.
I also like the idea of keeping the cops out of it as long as possible.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
Yeah, I mean,
Just in case.
I actually feel more comfortable on a bad side of town when there's no lawmen, so.
great, all right. We can forego those contacts. I do think I might check with some of my immediate contacts then to see if they've picked up any similar stories, rumblings underground of maybe black market cyberware sales.
Yeah,
that match
absolutely. I mean,
description.
that was kind of the first thing I thought of. I mean, if they ripped out his cyberware, that's because he's kind of a rich boy too. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure that could have sold for a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Ballsy though.
Yeah,
He's high profile.
yeah.
Insane.
So someone would have taken a really high risk.
So, yeah, I don't.
Do you think did somebody have like issues with him? Because I mean I know these corporations always have people after them, but like, you knew him better than anybody, right? Maybe he had somebody that was targeting him specifically. Because didn't he say some like cryptic shit to you right before he died? I mean,
He did, but he didn't tell me who to look out for. I mean, he's a rich corporal party kid. He could have pissed off anyone. Are there any known enemies of his specific family that I am aware of?
Beyond just sort of corporate competition,
Yeah.
Akari is a rising force in the corporate world. They've been absorbing smaller companies. Essentially, Arasaka, to sort of understand the history of where we are in Cyberpunk Red in 2045, Arasaka Tower has been was destroyed, and the government and basically Arasaka is being forced out of North America at this point. They're not allowed to be operating here, period, because of their role in instigating the corporate war. That resulted in something as crazy as a nuclear device being detonated in Night City. So the government, what's left, what meager power they had left, they have used to sort of push Arasaka out, and it partnered with another major corporation, like there's Militech and Biotechnica are like kind of the other really large corporate forces, entities in North America. But with Arasaka gone, there's kind of a power vacuum, and Militech hasn't been able to expand to cover all of it. So Akari, along with some now defunct Omega Tech, was absorbed by Akari. So that actually, a lot of the people that work at Akari maybe used to work for Omega Tech. And there's a few other corporations that don't exist anymore. And there's also the Bronson Corporation is another sort of similar level. You actually saw some people from Bronson at the party that I think you would know. That is sort of in the same wheelhouse as Akari, like in terms of struggling to absorb other entities and fill up everyone. The dream is, right, become the next Arasaka. This is the buzz among the mid-level corporations. It's like, we will be the next Arasaka. And Akari has done a remarkable job of possibly because Dr. Kelton Morris, Caden's uncle, is very aggressive, very shrewd, and very successful. He seems to always be able to have the resources necessary. He seems to know how to push the right buttons and poach the right employees. And so what, you don't know what's going on, but it seems like Akari is on the rise to become the next Arasaka through aggressive takeovers and things like that. That said, you don't know any one specific entity that could or even would. It's a little hard to put together why anyone would come and just axe his nephew. But I would say Caden maybe doesn't have personal enemies, but certainly Kelton does. So it very well could be somebody trying to get at Kelton. It also could be Caden himself seems to be up to some shit. But like you said, he didn't tell you anything specific. Also, Night City's just dangerous. So Caden, the things you know are that Caden likes to party and Caden's connected to Akari. So it's kind of, there's lots of gang activity. If an ambitious gang decided to make a run at Kelton or try to, take him hostage, who knows, he'd be worth a lot of money to the right people. Either Kelton or a competing corporation that maybe thinks he has secrets. So there's a lot of forces at play.
No.
Yeah. Right. I know that was a long way of saying no, but I also wanted to paint a little bit a better picture
It's
of
not
what's...
Cyberpunk if there's not a huge lore drop.
So you see in 2033...
Johnny Silverhand.
All that's important, though, to the backdrop of what's going on. All that to say there's a lot of things it could be, and it's going to take a little bit of legwork to sort of figure it out.
100%.
I go behind the bar and pour myself another beer.
Okay.
I just wanted to say also, I don't know if anyone could get info from Ajax. He might know more about the job and why it was necessary. If his uncle knew he needed protection, then his uncle knows something. But that guy sucks, and I don't want to have to deal with him unless it's absolutely necessary.
I mean, I could give you Ajax's contact.
Yeah, I mean, Dutcher and I know Ajax.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he owns this place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Okay.
He doesn't know me, so.
Dodger, could you try to?
If you want a meeting with Ajax, it's certainly possible. He spends most of his time at the Dreamlight, running operations. He's not due to come back here for. Let's see, I owe him. He's supposed to come back here in a couple weeks to pick up. I think he has another data drop, and I'm supposed to give him a few eddies.
Maybe we could go on location and see what we see. And
Yeah, I don't have any problem going to the Dreamlight. Sorry, coffee's not kicked in. I'm a regular there, even though I can't remember the name of it. Dreamlight Express. Are you real? Yes or no?
Check yes. No.
No problem going there.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. Ajax is really nice, but he is very busy. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he really appreciates when we can do things on our own. So,
Yeah. Hey, look, Caden and I were great customers of his, so
great.
hopefully he doesn't have a problem talking to me for at least 5 minutes.
I'm sure.
So scene of the crime first, and then maybe we hit the Dreamlight. I like this. This is very classic Detective BD.
Yeah. How would I, if I wanted to just like check in or to like with my contacts, like my media contacts, is that a thing I can just like say like I put a thing out and are we gonna like
Sure.
meet up with them?
Yeah, you can just drop a message
Yeah, just
on your agent, and if you want a face-to-face, you can certainly set it up. If you want to just like text them and be like, "What do you know about this?" That's also possible.
Yeah, I want to keep it casual for now.
Okay. Yeah, you have sort of an intern on.
Ooh, that's wrong.
This
The
guy.
easy way of talking about it, an intern on your staff, cub reporter Shelley Strong.
Sorry.
No.
What?
No, you have an intern is probably kind of a weird word to use.
Yeah.
But you have somebody that's a little younger that keeps tabs on certain things and can do a little bit of legwork for you if you want to see what they can find. We'll just roll your media roll for that if you want to do that.
A research assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go behind and I pour myself a shot.
Oh boy. Time to roll resist torture drugs at this point.
Ooh.
Oh no.
To 13, so 3.
Yeah, you're already, you're definitely hammered.
I mean, I was drunk when I woke up.
Yeah, I think that's actually the case, right? You aren't hungover yet because you did it, you went so hard the night before. You're not the type that falls down. You're just the type that slows down. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right.
I don't know where this media role is.
Okay, so it'll be your. By the way, we're using the Cyberpunk Red app. We're not all.
Yeah,
just
shout out to the Cyberpunk Red app.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic work
That shit
on that.
rules.
Dude.
I believe if you go in, you should have credibility and you're level 4.
Yes.
So this is your access to sources of information.
Okay, cool.
You're currently level 4,
Yeah.
unless you level that up. Yeah, and so you'll just roll plus credibility.
Sorry, I saw that, but right underneath it says starting rumors, and I was like, I'm not trying to start a rumor, but that's just information on how to start rumors.
Yeah. So your
very confused.
the media roles are actually really interesting. You can convince people, different than a rocker boy, you can convince an audience of people that something is true. So if you needed a crowd to like stand back from a crime scene or whatever, you can do that. You can check with your sources like we're doing right now. Or you can listen to rumors or even start rumors using sort of a combination of both of those things. So what was the roll?
12.
Yeah, with a 12, that's pretty good.
Can I pause for a
Yeah.
quick technical question? How do you start a new session? So you know how you
Can't.
you can't.
Yeah, it's not. That's one little bit. So the reason that is the only thing you'll really be resetting is your luck. So
That's what I'm trying to reset. No, that's all. Just from our session 0.
yeah, right. So you'll add your luck back, and you just open up the luck menu and hit plus until it goes back. And then
I don't know why, and it's okay.
the thing about your hit points is, and this is worth knowing.
Up on your stats. Up on.
Maybe refresh your app.
Hold on, Lex. In your stats, on the top right where the star is, tap that.
You know he is. It's
Oh.
just not. It won't change from a 3.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't press.
Yeah,
the,
maybe refresh your app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's how you do that. And then speaking of healing, I think you took damage and you took damage.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, it's been now 2 days of basically rest. So that's, you get that 1 hit point back per day.
Okay, so
it's
yeah,
not-
2. Because it's been
Yeah.
2 days.
And you didn't do any speed heal or go to the hospital or anything like that. And that's even, I'm being a little bit generous with your healing. It's not easy. There's no cure light wounds or whatever. It was an old reference. Yeah. Okay. So what is it that you're asking of Shelly?
I'm asking. Oh, that is okay. What's her name? Shelly.
Yeah, sure. Shelly Strong.
I'm asking Shelly to check the scream sheets and check with any of our fellow media sources if anyone's been reporting or hearing about violent crimes of people having their cyberware ripped out. I want to see if this is an isolated case or if it's happening to other people around the city.
That's smart. I also have points in my library research skills. Would that be something worth doing? Of looking up and going to a larger database to find out historically any issues of this happening?
I don't know. It might confuse. It might. I don't know if it would muddle things because I feel like there's always violent stuff happening, and there this might have happened before, but for a completely different reason.
Yeah.
But that's good to know.
Let's throw it on the back burner and we can revisit that.
Yeah, I'm trying to basically go about it from both the media and the police of seeing if there's any other cases.
Yeah.
I, as Nautica, a little confused as to why I haven't been visited by the police when Portia was. I'm still I feel like I'm constantly like, are they coming for me? Are they coming to talk to me?
That's certainly something you could find out if you. You could also ask Shelly to check in with the authorities and see how that investigation's going. And whether
let's
or
do
not,
that.
or why they haven't questioned you, or whether it's just because they haven't gotten down the list, or whether it's because you've been living a life where you're a little hard to track down.
Fair enough.
And they were going to bust into the middle of the memorial and pull you aside. I don't know that you're a little bit of a person of interest, I would guess. just
Okay.
'cause of your
I would guess
relationship.
too, because we partied together. People are always like, "Did you
Okay.
do it?"
So you send this via agent to Shelly, and you just you get a little ping ping back, and got it, boss. Give me an hour.
Great.
So while you're waiting,
So we should go to this.
Yeah. Do you want a shower before we go?
I don't. I mean, do you need?
I mean,
Do you need me to shower?
What part of town is it in? He might blend in just fine.
Sure. I was just concerned about the car ride, but yeah, it's fine. You do you. Well, let's just go.
I think I have a hose out back.
Okay.
As we're
I pull out my wallet and I pull out the address on my wallet and I hand it to her and I go, "That's where we're going."
Great. As we're walking out, I want to catch Ricky and try to talk to you privately a little bit as we're kind of just meandering. Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but Breh is kind of not doing great.
Yeah, I did.
So he's usually in charge of making sure that I don't get ganked when I'm under. Can you
Say no more.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
think that's a big ask.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Yep.
As you're walking out the door, Dodger. Shit wrecked. You and I have a word?
Yeah.
She takes you aside. So, job's done, right? What are you doing with my crew?
They wanted to keep helping figure this out.
Well,
Breh looks like he's actually involved, so.
I mean, that's fine, but if they're gonna be on the clock, they're gonna need to be paid.
Listen, I'll do whatever they want. I know Ricky, I'll talk with him, but he appeared to volunteer to want to help for his own personal causes.
Okay, Ricky's fine, but Breh and Martian,
Yeah,
that's my crew, and I get my percentage. So the money goes through me.
sure.
Do you understand?
Yeah, talk with them. Listen, I want to know I want to know from them as well.
Oh.
What they're like looking for. And
Here's how it works. You pay me, or Martian and Breh don't go fucking anywhere.
all right.
This is Dodger. I'm like, Dodge, come on, don't bust their balls. We'll do it on the up and up.
Ricky, I love you, babe. Don't ever fucking tell me how to do my business.
All right.
All right?
All right, take a breath. Take a breath. Woosah.
Zip me a
That's
thousand.
not
Zip me
gonna
1,000 eds, and I'll make sure everybody gets paid right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what, cheaper fixer? Go ahead, but I'm cutting you a deal here. You've seen Breh, right?
I've seen Breh. I also can do this on my own, and they wanted to help. But sure, yeah, I'll do that.
You want to do it on your own? I don't think you do.
Yeah. All right.
And listen, she slides across a syringe to you. If Martian goes under, you hit her with this, it'll bring her back up. I know she will dive too hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, watch out for her. We've got her. Honestly, half of this is happening just so Breh can stop wallowing. I'm trying to help him.
And speaking of Breh, she pulls out a vaporizer and he's like, if he'll take this, it'll straighten him out.
I don't think that's gonna help, but I'll let him know.
It's fine, it's just stim.
I take both things.
Okay, so you have a stimulant and a vaporizer that you don't know the name of, and then a syringe.
Dodger.
For use in case of emergency. Are you still here?
I love you.
I love you too.
Sorry, I'm like trying.
Very good.
We're going, let's do this.
Not live.
Hit the road.
Hit your stats.
No, this is part of the game, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Notes.
Actually, while she's doing that, just as an aside, I don't announce it or anything like that. I send a message to Red Ghost,
Okay.
and just saying, if you got any info on this Caden thing, possible connection to what we've been talking about, hit me up.
Message is sent.
Okay.
No reply.
Okay.
Would you say that that's my garage? Mm-hmm. Great. I walk over and I open the garage, and I don't open it quite tall enough, and I hit my head on the way under.
I
like,
bet the sun hits you like a knife to your cornea as you step out onto the street. But yes, your garage is just around the corner, and you pull up the roll-up door the rest of you follow, or I guess you guys were on the way out. Shipwreck's slightly behind, unless you have one more thing you want to take care of.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to afford any of this.
Well, so remember, Caden dropped you 2,000
Yeah.
at the end of
Yeah.
the last session.
But how many times is she gonna ask me for 1,000? I've only got one more go.
Well, technically, this is one mission, right? So we're not paying 1,000 a day, are we?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I see the stim in here. I don't see the vape in gear. What is?
Just write it down. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Cool.
The vaporizer would be like, it's basically just another version of how you take synth coke.
Okay.
So just knowledge of the street, knowledge of just how running works, right? That edge running works. Is it typical that a fixer kind
Real quick,
of
don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do
Just
it.
Don't.
Don't
No
do it.
drugs.
This is a game.
No
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah.
All cameras. No
Pretend.
drugs.
You can pretend. It's much safer.
All right.
But is it typical that a fixer kind of has a contract on certain edge runners in the sense that, they can't freelance?
Yes and no.
Okay. It's
But
unspoken.
yeah, you wouldn't. But the thing is, you wouldn't go like, yeah. I mean, it is kind of true. Not every edge runner is under contract, but if a fixer's whole deal is contracting and getting money for said services, if you contract through her and hire people, and then you try to cut her out as a middle person, you're fucking with her money, right? So the consequence
Especially in
of that,
her bar.
right? But the consequence of that is not that I go to small claims court, and then and file a suit, not to bring up any legal issues.
Yeah.
The consequence is that if that is based solely on the fixer's ability to enforce that.
Yeah.
Right? So essentially, Dodger, her only recourse is to threaten violence, right? So whether you want to buy that on her reputation, you have to just sort of weigh, is what Dodger can bring down on me worse than what the upside of going around her back?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So
I will also say Martian won't work if Dodger gets cut out.
but that's kind of the thing, is that
And
a
then-
Dodger knows if she says, Barney, go back downstairs, Breh, you're on the door today, they're not going anywhere. I mean, Breh, I don't know that Breh would do that, but I have a feeling that Dodger is confident that Breh would not do any of this.
Yeah.
Dodger also knows Ricky will do whatever the fuck he wants, and I don't have control over him.
Right.
So I can leverage their with you, and whether I know it's a tense moment, but it's purposely built that
No,
way.
it was great.
And if you want to fucking fight with Dodger and cause that problem, that's fine with me. And then also Dodger, you would know, is affiliated with Ajax, which is an upper level. So if you think of it in terms of the mafia, it's like it trickles down to smaller bosses that operate in certain. So Ajax kind of owns the shortstop, not in a sense of like real estate wise,
Yeah.
but she's under his umbrella. So Dodger can say, hey, Shipwrecked isn't paying my crew, she tried to cut me out. She can actually bring, possibly, if she goes to Ajax and says, oh, this is not how we do business, he'll bring his whole force down on you.
So he's kind of like the Don.
Yeah, he's the biggest guy you know. There might be people above him, but you never met him.
Sure.
And he doesn't seem to answer or give a shit to anyone. So it's safe to assume that he's at least one of the big boys. And the Piranhas are not the biggest gang in town, but they seem to be getting better funded. And since Ajax been running the situation, they seem to have they've been rolling with nicer gear. That's maybe something you wouldn't pay attention to, but It's worth noting. So that's sort of how the politics of Night City work. I think that's your question, right?
That is. No, that was excellent. So,
Yeah.
Because we, as runners, we would know
Sure.
what toes, when something might step on somebody's toes, and when
Yeah, and-
won't. And sometimes you have to take that risk and do it anyway.
Correct.
Yeah. So maybe for secrecy or whatever. Yeah.
The only reason you did this right under Dodger's nose, and she needs money, so
Yeah.
she is just protecting her turf. That's
Yeah.
all.
That makes sense.
Yeah, cool. We cool?
Yeah, I
back
get in.
to the
I get in. Meet me and start her up.
All right. Yeah, you hear the engine roar to life in his four-wheel drive Jeep. Y'all hopping in? Great.
Yep.
Make a driving check.
Does there have any
You're very good at
disadvantage?
driving.
Do I have a disadvantage to it?
We can, let's see, how many drinks did you have? You failed once. Let's subtract 2 from your roll.
All right. So 18.
18 is still enough. You're not doing anything particularly difficult, aside from pulling out of a garage and driving down the street.
Good.
You're heading to the address?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see this is awfully close to the hot zone. You're getting up to the area where people that care about not getting cancer wouldn't spend a whole lot of time here. There's still, not that that's like radiation works, like Night City is actually still pretty bad just in general. The sky is a weird color. That's how much fallout there still is. But definitely you're getting to the point where some of the buildings have like the plaster on the sides came off when this explosion happened. And no one's bothered to redo it yet. It's an intersection, but surprisingly still, well, on a Sunday morning, you don't see a whole lot of people, an odd food cart, something like that. There's still enough people in Night City that even in these desperate places, there are people. You find the apartment. It looks a lot like every other building on this block. Yeah, you pull up. There's parking Sunday morning. It's nice on Sunday. They don't enforce parking laws, so
Yeah.
it's easy to park.
I park and get out.
Cool.
Just kind of scan the area to see, what kind of eyes are on this place.
Sure. Perception check.
What is that? That's just, thank God. Okay. I was like, not
Not a 1.
off the bat, out of the gate. 18.
18. Okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
To start with the obvious, there is a guy leaning against the wall by the front door of this apartment complex. He's missing a leg from the knee down, but he looks like Breh did this morning, or still does.
Yeah.
Only maybe worse. Just wearing like an army green and long-haired beard. Maybe it's a little bit, it's not intentionally locked, but it's just starting to get that matted appearance.
Yeah.
There's a food cart across the street from the apartment building. Looks semi-permanent. It's the kind of thing that could roll away, but it never does. It smells like kind of acrid, like old grease. But there is a guy working there, and there's a couple of crates set up around it for seating. No one there on this early Sunday morning at the moment, but you get the impression people might eat there on occasion. It's mostly just sort of more apartments. There's a few randoms walking down the street, but you don't see, and I think this is what you want to know, you don't see police presence, you don't see, there's no like active investigation at the location. It's been a few weeks, so any sort of investigation the police were doing is probably over.
Okay.
There is a small security camera. It's like above the front door, and it looks like an older model, and you're not sure whether it's operational or not.
Okay. I mentioned the only thing that's worth mentioning is the security camera. So at least I think so. So what do we think? Want to jam that?
Can I give everywhere a scan for any places to interface with?
Yeah, nothing on the exterior of the building. Yeah, I think you
Do you want to roll
would.
for it?
Yeah, you can roll.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, so like I said, nothing on the exterior of the building. But with a 12, you're scanning, so there's nothing to scan, but you do know that any sort of access port will probably be indoors. There's probably an office or something where these types of things.
We'd probably have to go inside for me to jam this, so they're going to see us enter no matter what.
All right.
I mean, I could just do this, and I go and swat at it.
Sure, make a brawling. Go ahead and -2 on everything.
18.
18. You hit the fucking thing. You can go ahead and roll your brawling damage.
All right.
Just to see how.
All right, 6, 10, 14.
Actually, I think you're 3d6. Not that it matters.
I thought it was 46. Sorry, hold on.
We can double check that. I think with a body 8, I think you get 3d6. But regardless, that's a lot of
You're
damage.
right, it is. You're right.
It's enough to bust the. It doesn't completely break it off of the wall, but it plang, and it's pointed now sort of at an odd angle out in toward the street. But it probably saw you do that. All right. How do you proceed?
Well, that's one way. I like it. Direct approach. But that office isn't a terrible idea if we want to check out some old footage.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Breh, I'll follow you. You're.
This is as far as I know. I never actually went inside. I was across the street at the wrong address.
Oh, okay.
324. What? Did he get an apartment number when he showed us the address?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Great.
So.
Was he at the wrong building or just the wrong room?
The whole wrong building.
No, you were on the wrong floor.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the same building.
Yeah, it was the same building. So the 234 and 324 is actually just apartment numbers.
Gotcha.
So
I
you were
see.
a floor too high.
I see.
Yeah, he still dropped you off at the correct building,
Gotcha.
and you just ended up one floor up from where the thing is. So when you were standing on the fire escape looking down, you saw trauma and people flooding out of the building that you were standing in.
Gotcha.
Great. So yeah, you enter. It's kind of a dingy hallway, like many apartment complexes. Nothing in this building is going to be above a few hundred square feet. If you're lucky, it's all just single room. There is an office, the door to which appears to be locked. It's Sunday and it's quiet. You hear somewhere in the distance, somewhere in one of the rooms, blaring a broadcast of sounds like some kind of religious service. It's the usual stuff, sort of fire and brimstone, end of the world kind of. Technology is destroying our lives, and but there is an office, and it appears that there's no sound coming from inside the office.
Anybody pick locks?
I have in the past to varying degrees of success.
Yeah. I've got a set with me.
Yeah. So one of you want to try unlocking it so we don't need to damage the whole building?
Like, you want to do the honors? And
What do I
hand
actually? I have a +5. What do you have?
you one. Less than that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Sure, I'll try and pick the lock on that. Sure. Yeah.
Check for traps.
Oh, 13.
A 13. Yeah, so it's just one of the like a doorknob that has a lock and not a deadbolt. So with a 13, you're easy enough. You slide your picks in a quick.
Yeah. Actually, we have the same.
Oh, nice.
Twinning.
So this isn't necessarily something I need to jack into, but it is security tech. So could I make a security tech roll to just review the footage without having to go in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You don't always have to interface. You
Yeah.
can also just use your computer skills.
Use a computer.
Roll
Wow.
to use a computer.
Roll to computer. Great.
Rolling computer skills.
22
Wow.
So
for
good at
electronics
computer.
and security tech. Yeah.
So
Such computer, very big.
She
Kind of a tech
computes.
whiz.
So like
Great.
you see in the office, we'll keep that roll going forward. It's a small office. There's a single desk, and you walk around the desk quickly. Doesn't appear to be any cameras in the actual office. There's just one dingy fingerprinted monitor that has the front door, back door, one pointed at like the dumpsters, and one on the roof. And they all appear to be functional. The one on the front door is now looking down the street at like pointed, like mostly you just see like the top of another building. The other ones seem to be functioning. The resolution is not great. Everything is probably covered in some kind of grime, so it's all just looks a little gross. With a 22, beyond seeing how the whole thing works, you also see a drawer with some data chips that are just sort of have a piece of tape on them and a little bit of marker with dates.
Great.
Yeah.
I'd love to try to find the one that has the same date as the date I know that Caden.
Sure. You scoop up the data chips and lay them out in chronological order. Date, and conspicuously the week where this event happened is not there.
No dice, you guys.
Surprise, surprise.
I mean, without even rolling it, it would be the first thing that law enforcement would do.
Right.
Is pick up these data chips.
I know we said no lawmen, but I think if we really wanted to find the footage, I think we would have to talk to some of your contacts and see if we can get them.
Yeah. Or how hard would hacking into their system be?
It's doable, probably. I mean, really, the systems aren't hard. It's all the people with guns. So
Yeah.
it would need to be. We would need to strategize of how to get me in.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what Shelley comes back with and then talk about that more.
Great. Do we want to check out the apartment?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Let's go. Won't be my first bloody hotel room.
I don't think I want to ask.
Bloody hotel room. You don't know? Forget it. Let's go.
And so you scoop all the data chips back into the drawer, and the door is easy enough. You can lock it and then shut it, and it stays. So covering your tracks as you go. You make your way up to the second floor and find the apartment written down on the slip. There is a bit of old police tape that's just sort of hanging and not really tight across the door. It's just like looks like someone's probably half-assed took it off and maybe went in there. And the doorknob, where there would be a doorknob, it looks like maybe a shotgun slug or something just blew the doorknob off. And you're able to just swing it open.
Okay. You do so carefully. Actually, who's walking in first?
I mean, if you want to open the door, I'll be right behind you.
Okay. So I just kind of push it open slowly. Start scanning in there.
Yeah, you're met with sort of dingy, nondescript apartment. It's a studio, so there's like a twin-sized bed tucked into the corner. It doesn't really look lived in. There's no like posters or pictures. There's a kitchen, but it doesn't look like there's anyone living here per se. I guess beyond that though, let's make perception checks.
For everybody?
Sure. We can all investigate at the same time. -2 for you, Breh.
Ooh, 10. I explode.
I also got a 10.
Whoa.
Very nice. I got a 13. If it involves listening, it's a +2.
I got
That's
a
a 15.
26.
I got a 28.
Whoa.
Very nice. You don't
So
need
perceptive.
You guys bust in here like Nancy's mother, Drew.
My cyber eyes. Zooming in on everything.
Yeah, taking in all the details and yeah, also it's more than just what you see. It's like the type of thing you know. This isn't your first time looking at a crime scene. And it's details that you always take note of. Even at the end of fights that you guys had in the street, you're quick to take pictures and notice things like blood spray and stuff like that. Not that you're overly fascinated with it, just that it's part of your job. You do notice a broken lamp and blood splatter on the ground there. And in the kitchen, there's like a bar, and as you come around, you see that there's some chips, and then a piece of the bar is like broken off. And then in the kitchen, there's still, it's been possibly mopped up, but there was a lot of staining on the linoleum. There's something that's unmistakable about a blood stain. And they cleaned up what they could, but there's just a kind of a horror show. And then as you notice the staining on the ground, you see stuff, you follow up, and then you look at the ceiling, and there's even just like of blood on the ceiling.
So it did it here.
Yeah, I thought it happened on the street. What?
Can I scan for interface to see if
Yep.
9?
9, that's pretty good. You see what would be left behind here. There's nothing in the room.
Okay.
I'm curious as what your friend was doing here.
Me too.
It just seems like such a bad part of town already. Like, what was going on?
I have no idea.
Did he spend a lot of time in these areas at all?
Not that I know of. That's why I was so confused. Like he lives in the mansion with his uncle. Like why was he here? I don't know.
Well, there's nothing personal in here. It doesn't seem like he was like this wasn't like a home away from home situation, but
Was
maybe
there
it was a hideout or something?
Some sort of operation base? Were there any sort of like ledger when we were in the office that would have like is there anywhere they keep track of people who live there or how long they've lived there?
Are they there for a night? Or are they there for a month?
Because it's an apartment building, not a hotel, right?
Yeah.
Are you looking to return to the office to collect this information?
Not
yet, but okay, yeah, I want to do that. I think
Something we'll do on the way out.
I'll just like kind of look and try and find if there's like any sort of chip or anything left anywhere in crevices or Any clues?
Yeah, you made a very high. You both made very high investigation rolls. There doesn't seem to be anything of that nature. It's been
Under the bed, under the furniture.
yeah.
Okay.
You tossed the place
Yep.
fully. You, like I said, law enforcement. This is a few weeks old. This is an old investigation at this point, and you're a little bit behind the curve in terms of what the police have been doing. And it's just sort of standard policy, and you would know this. They just take everything, and even if they're not going to investigate or follow up on it, they don't want anyone else. You know, they a lot of times they're being paid by. If they found stuff, there's even cops that would sell what they find back to, you know, either the victim's family. Like it's not great.
Especially with an Akari boy like Caden was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place, it's not like some mook that got gunned down in the street. This is like, oh no, we know who the victim has an ID. Trauma showed up. Like this is somebody of means. Even if the cops didn't do it, Akari themselves would send someone in and just be like, because you don't know what Caden knows, and they're going to make sure that nobody else finds out. So yeah, this room has been picked over. Yeah.
Okay, seriously, no one's ever gone to sleep, passed out in a perfectly fine and clean hotel room and woken up to see it covered in blood, no bodies, no explanation.
Ricky, what
Just
are
me?
you talking about?
What is what?
Just saying, the bloody hotel room, no one knows. I guess that's just a rocker thing. Let's go check out the office again.
So track.
No.
You guys haven't listened to track 3 off of The Calling, Bloody Hotel Room?
No.
Does this apartment have
What the shit is he talking about?
it has a fire escape, right? Or like a balcony or something?
Sure.
Can I go out and just like look and see what I see from the apartment view?
Sure. There's a window. There's no fire escape leading to this particular apartment. There's a fire escape at the end of the hall.
Okay.
You can look out the window. You see kind of the street scene. This apartment does face, the window does face the street. And then when you come out and go down the hall, and you could get onto the fire escape, and you see just a slightly different vantage point of the same street you were standing on.
Okay.
Yeah, the window is intact. It doesn't look like anyone forced entry there. But there is, so it is worth noting, as you're investigating, since you guys rolled so high, we'll take that into the hallway. There's a fire escape at either end, and it wouldn't be difficult to get away out the back, out the front.
Okay.
There's a stairwell nearby. There's kind of enough methods of exit that you could make a quick getaway. You had just brutally murdered someone in a hotel room. Hotel, motel, holiday
Murder
Inn.
room in.
The murder room in.
What was the piece of cyberware they took?
It was all of his cyberware. We don't know what he did. I probably would know what his cyberware was, maybe, I don't know.
Did he have a particular piece by any chance that was maybe, I don't know, something you couldn't get on the street?
I'm sure it was all expensive and hard to get unless you had the money, but
Well, what was his like line of work really?
Yeah.
Was he just a party boy, or did he like do anything else?
I'm assuming as far as I know, he just partied.
Yeah, he didn't have an official position
Yeah.
within the Akari Corporation. He just had access to a lot of resources. He also, yeah, you know this, like, he was the kind of person who, similar to Martian, could walk up to any computer and just get whatever he wanted. So if you guys needed a little extra money and it needed to be secret, he was very good at just being like, oh, boo-doo-doop, I'm in that account and I'm moving the money around, and nobody ever knew we were here. And it was mostly, he wasn't like stealing from anybody, but other than like his uncle or family, He was just able to like requisition funds from the Akari Corporation and have them end up in the right person's accounts. Also, if you like wanted to get on the roof of somewhere, if you were like, oh, fuck it, let's get up on the roof, he would just instantly, there was no lock that could keep him out. So if you guys like partied on the top floors of like whatever, you and your whole crew could like crash and just be like, yeah, let's go up on the roof.
Sure.
And he was super good at that as well. But also way cybered out. He was a kind of into gear. So expensive. He would look almost like a normal person because his shit was so expensive and cloaked.
The real rich people shit where it's like, it's designer, but you wouldn't really know unless you know.
Yeah. And general knowledge, does Akari design cyberware?
Akari has now absorbed multiple corporations, and cyberware is absolutely something that they could be designing. It's hard to know everything about everything, but that's certainly within Akari's wheelhouse.
Look, man, if this guy liked to skirt the rules, maybe he got his, and if he liked to skirt the rules and he liked gear, maybe he's got his hands on something that he wasn't supposed to.
It's possible. Would I know if he'd had any recent cyberware upgrades or switches out of old stuff for new stuff?
Nothing that you're aware of.
Yeah, so it's also vague because it could be literally anything at this point, and I don't know. He didn't tell me about anything, but we also were kind of, until recently, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him anything either. So we were just party friends, and like I said, he told me right before he died that he was into what I was doing on the side. So I have to assume maybe he was also
Doing something,
but I don't know what.
Saying gut instinct, and maybe it's just paranoia that's built up over time. This is starting to smell like something that is supposed to look street level, but really isn't.
Yeah.
I think that's just Breh.
Oh. Yeah, let's get out of this tiny ass apartment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if his uncle was hiring Ajax for protection, this absolutely is not just something random that happened. This is because of his uncle's involvement. It tells me it's even shadier than we think because that dude is shady. But he was protecting Caden, so it couldn't have been him unless he wanted it to go wrong.
So his uncle is in charge of Akari, right? He's like CEO level stuff.
Yeah.
Was Caden supposed to inherit Akari?
It's not out of the question.
Not anytime soon. I mean, he certainly wasn't working there, taking any responsibilities.
But that would make him like a way huger target, and maybe if he was doing something, I don't know, his uncle didn't find favorable, then maybe his uncle would be eager to eliminate the new change.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that guy, oh God, I hate him. So he could have very easily orchestrated this going wrong.
If this had anything to do with competition, it's totally Akari's MO to take them out in very direct ways.
Well, and maybe Caden knew something, and I mean, Akari is really into trying to be the next Arasaka, really. So having any kind of sensitive internal information, if it got to somebody that maybe Morris didn't trust, then, you know, maybe there's some internal struggle that they're trying to keep under wraps within the company to appear more capable than everybody else.
You know what I love? I love leaving a place with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we can check the office and see if this was a regular spot that Caden was at. And then
did you want to talk to the lawman, or did you want to try to sneak in? Or we could talk to Ajax.
I'm still thinking maybe that's the way. We need to know who asked Ajax to find him some muscle. And why.
Well, it was his uncle.
We know that we know that it was directly his uncle?
And that's
Oh. We don't know that.
No, he didn't tell me who hired him. He never tells me who hires him. He just hired me.
okay.
Because what if it
He
was...
just told me that I was just supposed to protect this guy. And just sit by the door, and then when he came out, I was just gonna go with him wherever he was going.
Sure.
I was just
I was
gonna be
saying-
his bodyguard.
Yeah. If we're just painting pictures, I mean, if I wanted to get my hands on some Akari tech, and I knew some kid who liked to party and who liked to party on the edge, maybe I hire someone to kind of put him in a position where I can take it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I would do it.
Sure.
I just want to know what he was doing here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is not. I've never been to a party, but like, this doesn't seem like a very nice place to have a party.
No. It's not. No.
It's like nowhere to hang a piñata or anything.
No.
I mean,
No. And there are no empty bottles of expensive booze.
that's
Anywhere.
a great point. This kitchen hasn't been used. I mean, the only thing we're seeing is bloodstains. You know, surely like the lawman that came through here would have left any kind of mess that wasn't important. You know.
This was...
Are there any personal belongings in here? Like, are there like a
There's nothing.
closet full of clothes or anything like that? Any sheets on the bed?
No.
Okay.
Like this was obviously just like some backdrop for something that he was trying to do. Like if there was a drop, I mean,
Or a meeting
Dodger and
gone
I do
wrong.
data drops all the time. I mean, this could have been a data drop. You know, it could have been anything.
Meats go bad all the time.
Yeah. Am I sorry?
I look in the fridge.
Look in the fridge.
Is there any alcohol in the fridge?
Nothing in the fridge.
Okay.
I'm just confused player-wise. Are we supposed to, because I thought you said that Ajax said to him, this guy's uncle works for Akari and he hired me. I thought that was known. Is that not known?
I think I'm trying to remember if we said that specifically. It is true.
Okay.
I think we might have said that in a flashback, but it would have been a throwaway line.
Well, if you said it, like Breh didn't keep it because he was so freaked out. Because it would have been said after. It would have been like, Breh, what are you doing? Do you know who this guy is? And it would have been then. It wouldn't have been before. At least
Okay.
I don't think.
All I heard was, this is
Then-
bad, this kid's corpo. That's all I heard.
Right.
Sure.
Okay. And I apologize for metagaming, and I don't
No, not
actually
at
know
all.
that because I definitely
No,
thought
I
we
mean,
all knew that his uncle.
I think in
hired him.
character, that's a great speculation. So
Absolutely.
That's who would want to protect this kid, who would also try to want to kill this kid. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this mean uncle that you met at the party.
He's totally worth
I know
drawing that
even less
conclusion.
than I thought I knew. Okay.
Let's go downstairs and look through the records.
See how recently he. Yeah.
Ricky, your agent pings, and I texted you.
Oh shit. Secrets. Man, I never get any secrets. Me and you, Breh.
I know.
This is me keeping my distance. Let's go.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. The office is still apparently vacant. It's getting close to when someone might show up, though. So you're able to. We'll make you pick the lock again. Yeah, you're able to see that there is some half-assed record keeping, but it's not the kind of place. It's the kind of place where people don't want records kept. You kind of get that. There's a lot of like weird. Someone will scribble some initials, and then like paid or just like usual rate, like that kind of stuff. It doesn't look like anybody. There is some people living here long term. I mean, it sounds like you can hear like families and stuff. But there's definitely a few rooms. Included is this room where they just use it. Somebody is using it to just, we'll rent out for hourly rates.
Mystery.
Does that make sense?
Okay, so it looks like an hourly.
So it looks like this
wait.
was hourly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
At least that's something.
Great.
Wasn't a permanent spot.
Nope. Wasn't a little drug ban or anything like that.
So, what's
Man, I mean, I'm still waiting for my contact to get back to me. If we just want to.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it rings. You pick up, and Shelly's on the other end of the line. Okay, so as far as the cops go, they seem to be chasing down a lead on some violent gang activity that's been taking place near the edges of the hot zone. And this jives with some violent crimes that have been reported on the scream sheets. A lot of the key evidence seems to be the cyberware being stripped from Caden. They seem to think it's just a sort of a reselling operation. There's been multiple victims recently with all cyberware stripped. And Caden's gear was very expensive, so that seems to be what they're following up on. They've checked with some resellers and shaken down a few people. I don't know what their techniques are, but they've come up a little bit empty on the reselling of Caden's cyberware. The other thing that Detective Jericho, our friend over at NCPD, told me that the Akari Corporation is very interested in recovering their cyberware. Basically, the usual stuff like all the cyberware on that body was property of Akari Corporation. And if NCPD can't recover it, they'll be hiring a private investigation firm. Basically, Jericho says they're really riding his ass on this one. Anything else you wanted to know?
Not right now, Shelly. Thanks so much. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, glad I could help.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Well,
I responded.
that's not entirely helpful. Cops are attributing it to gang violence. Apparently, there's been gangs around here stripping cyberware. Currently, cyberware that he had is not on sale anywhere on any of the markets.
I mean, do we know who the other victims were? I mean, was every victim Akari cyberware? Are they after something specific?
My initial reaction was that this might just be a copycat crime to pin it on those gangs. But yeah, let me look into the other victims and see if there's any. The only connection was they were all missing cyberware that Shelly mentioned, but I can ping her quickly to ask her if they were all corpos or if it was just random.
Or if there's any kind of record or document of the type of cyberware, like what brand cyberware, is somebody trying to collect them all and getting different brands? Is it all Akari? Is there some kind of Akari competitor that's trying to scope out cyberware? I don't know, was there defective cyberware that Akari's trying to take back to cover their ass? I mean, it could be anything, but I think it's worth trying to find out if the victims, if there's any connection at all.
Well, Mars, that's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, there was no sign that that Caden was forcibly dragged there. It looks like somebody broke in, right? Maybe interrupted something that they happened to know was going on. Those other victims sound like those were snatch and grab jobs.
That's my initial reaction, but yeah, let me ping Shelly.
You can
Yeah, I mean,
snatch and grab
just in case
cyber
there's-
out of someone. Yeah.
If there's any, if they were all if the rest of them were, if they were all corpos, if the other cyberware has ended up on the market, and this is the only set that hasn't come up on the market since.
At this point, Ricky, you hear a woman screaming at the back door of the building.
Near the back door of the building?
Yeah, you guys are standing by the office or in it.
Yeah.
The hallway, basically, the way the building is constructed, there's a hall straight from the front door to the back door. The back door is where the dumpsters and stuff are.
Can I see over there, or I can only just
You just hear screaming coming from outside. There's a closed door, and you just hear a woman screaming.
I look at the three of them.
Yeah, when she stops talking, you guys all suddenly hear this shrieking.
And I'm gonna quietly go down there and check out what that is.
Yeah, you are met with a closed door, and there's the screams are turning into sobs. And then you
Okay.
hear someone yelling, "Call the police!"
I'll go out there. I'm tired of his dilly-dallying.
Okay.
I'm already at the door. No,
No, I'm going out the door.
Okay, so I'm
gonna go help.
You throw the door open.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were being careful and like keeping the door shut and listening.
I was.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and I got and
at this
Shitwreck
point,
said, "Man, I'm just going."
okay, great. You throw the door open and you're met with a sobbing mid-40s, possibly 50s woman holding a large bag of trash, kind of looking at the dumpsters, and you see up against the dumpster a body, and it's missing, it looks like torn violently out its arm, and has its eyes popped out.
Apparently it's a thing.
Can we try to? Oh
God.
Do I recognize him?
You don't recognize them.
Nope.
Ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am, breathe, please, breathe. Thank you.
Oh,
Look at me, not at it. Look at me.
okay. Okay. He lived upstairs.
He lived upstairs. Where did he live?
Apartment above me. I used to have to pound the broom. Oh, poor dear.
Do you know what room number?
Oh, I guess it must be 228. I'm 128 down here. I just live.
Oh, it's. We'll get the police out here. We'll get the police out here. Why don't you go back inside? Maybe get something. Just leave it. Just leave it. It's fine. Just
leave the
it.
trash right
Just
there.
leave it.
I grabbed the trash from her and put it in the trash can.
Sorry, Breh.
Yeah, I offer some words of empathy, being like, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You did the right thing. I check out the body.
Yeah.
Does he look corpo? Does he look, she said he lives upstairs.
Nah, he doesn't look corpo. He just looks. He's dressed like a average dude, wearing possibly like a sort of a shabby-ish blazer that he might wear on a Sunday. He's basically dressed up like you'd see someone going to church that maybe can't afford much.
Yeah.
The arm, I mean, he's not there, so.
So is it fresh looking? Because it is Sunday, and if he looks like he's dressed for Sunday, is he like?
That's a reasonable assumption, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, the blood is still coming out of him.
So.
Somebody was literally here when we were here.
Yeah.
Or right before, we would have heard it.
Or they're
We would
still
have heard a
here.
ruckus.
Does he have a chip I can take out of his head?
perception
Well,
checks
actually, is
on
it right
Please.
underneath the fire escape? Like, would we have seen it from the fire escape? Had we gone out the right one?
You could have seen from the back fire escape. You could see this. What did we get?
12.
A 20, and with a +2 for
Plus
hearing.
2 for listening. 22.
For listening.
22 for listening.
16. Yeah, you hear the sound of like a trash can being knocked, and down at the end of the alley, when you hear that, you look immediately, and you just catch someone going around the corner.
I run.
I'm checking to see if the guy's a chip I can take out.
Make a quick investigation or a perception.
I see him run and I follow him.
I'm running after the guy. Yep.
Okay, so perception, you said? Mm-hmm. That's -2 for a 10.
Yeah, he does not have anything on him. He almost looks like actually with a 10 is enough to see that there's another spilled bag of trash next to him that he apparently was just taking out. Okay, you're running?
Yeah.
Is there another way to is there a way I could run the other way to try and cut this guy off or no?
So you see the way he turned is heading back toward the front of the building. If you wanted to, you could cut through the hallway.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'll follow shipwrecks.
Okay, the two of you start heading the other way. You get to the corner and you turn and you see a group of 4 nasty-looking people carrying nasty-looking blades. There's blood on their clothes, and that at this point we should roll
Yeah.
Can I?
initiative. So tune in next week to Infinite Sided Dice for more.
Gaming!
See you next week.
Oh.